Hey YouTube, Mike that tankless guy here. How we all doing today? I hope we all had a safe and productive week. Alright, today's video is going to be on the unveiling of a new Navien product. It's been out for testing. It's in a couple of locations. But what you see here in this box is the new Navien NPF 700 hydro furnace. So basically, it is a hydronic heat exchanger. It is designed to heat your home, or apartment, or condo, co-op, whatever. Okay? This is the way you're going to get it. I did unbox it. I did go through it. I looked at it. I went over it with the trainer, the rep, so we knew what the product was about. And now let's see what it looks like. So basically, this is how you're going to get it. It's going to be strapped. So it is very well packaged, extremely well packaged. So what the unit consists of is a miniature version of the NPE unit. Now we're going to take the camera off and we're going to show the insides of it, but let's go through basically what this is. So right here is the tankless heater. It is a miniature version, again, of the NPE condensing unit. So they designed this so that you do not have to have an external source to pump water into a coil that then again a fan will then produce warm air throughout the home. Like what we used to do back up north in New York is the AC companies used to put these up in the attic. We used to put these hydronic coils into the unit and then run two pipes, a feed and return from the boiler with a pump and a bunch of other stuff up through the interior of the home into the furnace, a whole bunch of other things up there, back down to the boiler, and it would produce what they call hydronic heat, hot water heat. Well, this does everything in a nutshell. So this here would go, say, in your garage or your mechanical room, and then an A coil would be put here, and a duct coming out of it, and that A coil is what gives you the cold air from outside compressor. But this unit right here is what will produce the water, the hot water for the hydronic heat. And then it has provisions for left side, right side, and bottom return air. So you have a return duct. So if you're looking at your air handler in, say, your garage, you have some type of big duct that comes down and goes into the side. Well, this thing can have it on this side, and they make a box that this would sit on so that you can get air through, say, under the home as a return. So let's get the camera a little closer and we'll go over some stuff here. And I'll get out of the picture. Let's just lower this down a little bit. Okay, we're going to be moving this camera around. Alright, so I just kicked the camera. Sorry about that. So here is the furnace. Two heat exchangers. You have your fan, your venturi. Now, just like the NPE model, the standalone tankless heater, this is convertible. So you would do it almost the same way like you're doing the NPE model. It comes with both, it comes with the spare parts, and then it comes with both the high altitude natural gas and the yellow bag for the conversion. And you would remove this tube right here, and back here you'll find an orifice. So you have two screws here from the gas valve, two screws here, and then behind it is an orifice. And let's remove it. So there is your propane conversion kit right here. Gives you your two little screws, your gaskets, but it's a miniature, shrunken down version of the NPE unit. All right, let me just get this back in here. All right, here is your gas, right here. This is your condensate drain. This is a fill tank. We're gonna go over that in a minute. Controller, PC board, igniter, safety switches, relief valve. Because this is, it's just like it's got the valve kit, you know, the relief valve like it has on the valve kit. And then you have your two exhaust and your fresh air. And we're gonna go over that. And it's marked on the top. Intake, exhaust. This is where your A coil would go. Now, this is what they considered an open loop system. So this bottle here, you actually would fill with water. They say a year, 9 months, you would have to fill it. Depending on where you are, it's going to depend on how often you fill it. But there's also an option of having a cold water feed put in. And again, when I take the camera off, I'll show you. So you can actually have a cold water feed that feeds this bottle through a valve down at the bottom. And you would set the controller so that you're telling it there's a cold water feed into it. And it takes street pressure, so it gets the same pressure like when you're putting cold water into a tankless heater. Then there's an overflow on it too, right here. And I'll show you all the grommets and what this comes with. All right, so let's get this camera back. There we go. Give me a second. All right, let me just move this over. Here we're on the side. All right, so you get the instruction manual, quite large. I'll move it around. You're going to get your exhaust, and it has the same engagement, but this one says 2 3/4 of an inch, where the other one you mark it at 3 inches. And it has the vent safety switch, which gets plugged. Once I'll show you how it goes in. It gets plugged into right here, the blue wire. You have your intake with a screen. I'll show you how that goes in. That took a little kind of looking at it, and we figured it out. So your intake, and it has the 5/16 clamps. To clamp, again, you're going to be using Schedule 40 PVC. Your relief valve. Okay, then you get a bag of parts. Here is the condensate trap, condensate drain from the condensing part of it, the overflow for the bottle. And notice that it goes into the trap, fills up, comes into here, and this is your drain. This one is 3/4. So yes, you are combining your condensate with an overflow, but the overflow is not, it's not like a relief valve where it's going to pop. Then you have your 3/4 drain, and you could put it to a condensate neutralizer and then into wherever. But there's all provisions on the side with these rubber grommets that this gets mounted. There's even 2 screw hole attachments to mate up with 2 screws down there. Then you get a bag of screws for the vent, for like here is, let's see, here we go, sorry. You gotta bolt this. Once you get it in, you have to bolt this into the chassis. So you're getting screws for everything. You get grommets for your gas. You get clamps, a bag of clamps. They're the little pull spring clamps for all of the different tubes, and there's even two small black ones in here because you get this small tube, and I'll explain why. You get all different tubes so that you can pipe in this condensate overflow. Then you get this piece, again, screws for it, with a 1/4-inch male thread. This is your water feed adapter. And again, when we take the camera off, I'll start showing you where everything goes. Also, the beauty with this thing is that when you get this thing shipped, your condensate overflow gas all comes out of the left side. Your electric and your water feed comes out of the right side. You can turn everything around to make it come out the right side, or the water to come out the left side, the electric to come out the left side. There's all knockouts here with rubber grommets in them that you can switch around everything. So it depends. Sometimes in a garage you got a lot of room. Most of the time everything comes out the left side. But you could be in a mechanical room, a closet, and you don't have room on the left side, you have room on the right side. Now, let me show you something else. You notice in the manual, they make a 60, so it's 60,000 and 100,000. But then there's two more, 60 and 100. This unit, and let me just get to the page, is a massive book. A massive book. Let me get to the page. All right. If you notice, this is a vertical furnace. They make a horizontal furnace. So they make a furnace that you can put up in the attic. They got some good pictures in here. I should have tagged the pictures, but give me a second here. Well, you guys get what I mean. So basically, if you want to put this, say, suspended from a ceiling with threaded rod and Kindorf, or you're going to put it upstairs in your attic where you have to lay it horizontally, the H3BH and the H5CH is the other units. So it's the same unit, same 60, same 100, but one is vertical and one is horizontal. So you would have to order that depending. Again, you're getting a natural and propane fired on both of them. You just have to change the orifice. The PC board and the controller works the same. Now, yes, there is more other functions in there, but you're going to do the same thing with the little dip switches on the side. You're going to flip the dip switch, for now it's propane. It is a variable speed fan, pretty much whisper quiet. It's approved, energy rated for pretty much everywhere. And Florida is very, very strict. The coil is here up at the top. The fan is housed down here behind this box. And you can access it by removing the bottom. And it's a squirrel cage type fan. And that's where you can access this if you have to do maintenance on it. So, let's, let me see. You know what? Let's do, I just want to make sure I'm in yes, I'm in screen. Okay, let's go over these two before I take the vent off. Okay, so we're going to remove, they come with plastic caps for protection. You're going to remove it. And we're just going to show. So here is the exhaust. You have, it feeds through a hole here, and it'll pop right in, and then you have 4 matching screws. Then you will just plug this into this blue wire right here. That will give you your safety switch. Then the fresh air it took a little while for us to figure this out. But if you look at it, you're saying, how the heck can you get this into here? It's impossible. Well, they make a notch in here so that you can actually feed this down into it and then hold it up and then get the one screw in. So now that screen is in, and it's very easy to remove once you get it in the right position to get it out if you have to clean it. So you have one hole here and then your 4 holes. So here, let's take the camera off so you could see it. So there's the one hole right there that the screw would come in that would match that hole right there. And you put it in this way. So that's the way the notch is. And then here's your 4 holes, and your 4 holes that you would screw it down. And then there's the blue wire right here for the safety switch. There's your fan. This is where you would convert the unit right here. So it's just 2 screws here and 2 screws back there. All right, here's your gas. So your gas could come out here or there. This is the this is your condensate line right here. Bottle. Now the doors. I'll show you the doors. That's a safety switch. So if you remove this door, the unit will not fire for maintenance. There's your controller, PC board. This here, right here, is a winterization. So you would remove this rubber cap, hard to do it with one finger, and it has one of those valves like on the NPE unit right here. I don't know if you can see it right there. So if you want to winterize this, they give you a tube that will extend out for a bucket, and then you drain all of this down to winterize it. If, say, you're putting this in a place where you're leaving during the winter. So you can actually drain this whole system down, shut it off, and come back when it's kind of warmer out. All right, so on the side here, see, there's the grommets. So this here will actually go right in here like that. So you have your, let me just make sure, yep, are we right? Give me a second here, I just want to, yep, we're right. So here, this would go in, and then these 2 screw holes right here will match these 2 screws right here. This would be if you move your water, electric. So those are the grommets. This here, right here, is your gas. But now if you come on this side, you've got this exact same grommets. Same screws. That's where your water goes, down here. So once this is removed, again, hard with the cardboard and the water there. Excuse me. Ugh, there's a rubber grommet. Here it goes. So let's get that piece. So this would go into here like that, and then those 2 screws would screw it in, and that's where you would put your water. All right, let's get this back up here. Sorry about all the movement. So as you can see, the unit is pretty much ambidextrous, and the condensate drain is pretty much the same as the NPE. That's how you would clean it out. put your clip back in. And that's your condensate drain. And that's the actual main drain where everything will come out. So, and that's it. It's a brass fitting, 2 screws, O-ring. Again, grease everything. Put it in, put your 1/4 by 1/2, and then put your water feed with a valve. And then you set the controller so that you're telling it that there's a water feed on it. So this is a game changer. Oh, let's look at the doors. This is the bottom door. That's the controller. But this here is access to the bottle. That's access to the bottle. It's a magnetic. It's a magnetic door. It's got rare earth magnets on it. So that's where you would access the bottle. Just say if you're off grid and you're running on a propane tank, you can take a bottle of water and fill that, and it'll fill the system, and that's what's making the because you need a water feed in some type of hydronic system in order for it to operate, because it's heating up the water to produce heat, just like with a tankless. It heats up the water to give you water for shower. And then the front door interlocks. So the bottom door goes on first, the front door goes on second, and it slides up and in, like so. And then there's 2 little screws here at the bottom that mate with 2 screws down here. So, yes, unlike other air handlers on the market, they need an external tankless heater to produce the water, to put it into the coil. It has a fan. Again, they might be variable speed, they might be 3-speed, but this unit here, everything is built into it. Now, they are going to be coming out with a boiler so that it's going to produce warm air and hot water. So it's going to be a combi boiler inside of it, but that's down the road away. So this is the, they call it, it's an NPF condensing hydronic furnace. They call it the hydro furnace, but it's a hydronic furnace. That's what it is. So again, it comes in 2 models, 60 and a 100, and it comes as a horizontal and a vertical in the same BTU value. It's got a bit of weight to it. I would say it weighs probably in excess, close to maybe 300 pounds. It's a very large manual. Very, very detailed too. I read through, not everyone, all the pages, but here they tell you all the parts that you get, manual, quick installation guide, propane gas, high altitude gas, installation parts kit, which is all the rubber pieces. They give you the extra parts, window, O-rings, fuses, then of course your exhaust and intake, condensate trap, then of course then there's a different type of, for your horizontal model, you see there's different. You see you got for the vertical model, and then the horizontal model trap, and then your relief valve. And then of course accessories is your condensate trap and the outdoor temperature sensor. Now, this unit on the PC board, let me see, is there weight on here? I don't know if they give you weight. I'm just really curious of what this thing weighs. No. Venting, safety, size. Works off of 15 amps. 2-inch vent length is 70 feet. Again, you're minusing 6 and 3. They give you a full detail of the control panel and then all of the parts inside of the unit. Now, of course, it depends on which one you have. It is in 2 languages, so the book isn't entirely installation manual. It is in, and then again, there is the conversion right there, how to convert it. So it's just like the NPE model. All right, what else do we have here? Oh, okay. The controller at the bottom, right next to the PC board, is a series of terminals. You can put an outdoor sensor. You could put the smart thermostat so you can have heating, cooling. You could put a dehumidifier, humidistat. There's a bunch of stuff that you can mate with this thing just like you would on a standard hydronic, standard air handler in your house. And now they do have air handlers that have a gas furnace in them that actually, the flame, like a burner, warms the air and it produces in the house. You have the heat pump, you have the electric coils. This takes it all out because gas, natural gas will be very inexpensive to operate. Propane, yes, it's a little bit more, but it is a heck of a lot cheaper than electric. All right, so I'll put all the model numbers and stuff in the description below. As far as pricing, you're gonna have to check your local distributor for pricing and availability. But it is out, it's out for sale, and again, it is, for what I see, it is a phenomenal unit. It doesn't appear to be very hard to work on. Everything is right here. If you got a problem with the Venturi, a problem with the gas valve, you got your solenoid, you got your igniter, you got your interior sensors. It's just, it's like I said, it's a game changer when it comes to hydronic furnaces because everything is built inside of this unit. So, all right, YouTube. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you again for all the likes and subscribes. My email will be below. If you got a question, just email me. Again, check your local distributor for pricing and availability because I'm not going to be putting any pricing on it, just model numbers in the description below. All right, YouTube, again, thank you for all the likes and subscribes. Hit that notification bell, like and share the video, and follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I'll have that all in the description below too. I've been doing a blog on TikTok with, some of the horrible installs I see. And, we're just going to try to make everybody a good installer. All right, YouTube, you all be safe out there. Enjoy that endless hot water, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye now.